Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Plants vs. Zombies. I am your host, Multi-Classic Gamer, here to announce that I am finally going to buy the Walnut First Aid after talking about it so much. It's a very simple upgrade, basically what it does, and it's not really something that you absolutely need because you could theoretically do this without this upgrade, but simply put, if a walnut or pumpkin or tall nut is damaged, because they are your basically main use of defense. If they are, severely damaged, about to the point where they're gonna die or disappear for that matter, you just plant another one over them, and that will instantly heal them up. That's basically how it works, So it's something that's basically works more so out of convenience than anything else. But today, enough about that. We're going to be starting off with Last Stand. Now, with the right setup, this could be by far your best way of earning money in this game. By far. But I'd rather not show that off quite yet. I know, yes, it's very useful, and I will definitely show it off to you guys. No questions asked. I will definitely show it to you guys, because it's a very, very useful setup. Like nothing beats this when it comes to, earning money in this game. But here's the premise of this minigame, basically. They give you 5,000 sun. You cannot plant sunflowers or twin sunflowers for that matter. And basically you can do whatever you want with that. But whatever you do with it, you have to survive 5 flags of zombies. I believe it's 5 flags, if I'm correct. And in that regard, it's kind of like survival mode, except it's a little different. I mean, they give you the sun to start off with, rather different than survival mode. And like I said, we won't get too far into survival mode yet until we actually get to it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to kind of experiment here. I'm going to try, let's see. Let's go with a cattail and melon pult setup. I would go with 3-peaters, but 3-peaters are more expensive. So we're just going to see how many melon pults and cattails we can use. I don't know if this is actually going to be a successful setup, but I'm willing to assume it'll get us somewhere. So bear with me on this. We might not win this, but I don't know. I don't know. And let's see, what should we go with as well? Dang, I'm not quite sure what else to do. I could go with garlic, but we can't use sunflowers, so there's no point in going with the Wario setup. Let's just do tall nuts, yeah. Oh yeah, and it's something else. Another reason why I can't use the the setup that gets you a lot of money is you need 10 slots available in order to do it. Like this setup, that setup literally requires 10 plants available, so you're gonna need to, have all that, have all 10, plants available in order to do it. So that means we can't do it even if I wanted to right now. But for now, we're gonna go with 6 cattails, and then now we're gonna get out some melon pults. And since they're so expensive, we're not gonna be able to get too many out at first. But let's just go with this. Let's see how far this gets us. And if we win, cool. But if we don't, then it's understandable. But let's go with this and see where it gets us, okay? So here we go. Start the onslaught. So basically, they let you just plant, whatever you can, and they won't throw the zombies down until you start the onslaught, so to speak. So here we go. Let's see how far this gets us. I'm pretty sure we'll win because we have three columns of melon pults and 6 cattails. So I'm pretty sure we'll do fairly well. And plus, we have the rate to kill, 1 zombie right here, so it works. And so, let's start this onslaught, even though we already started it. Okay, so, other than that, okay, I have a random question to ask you guys. This is totally random and totally, out of context. But what movies have you been watching lately? Like, what kind of movies? I'm kind of like, again, this is the year where I'm gonna try to get, people more involved, people more involved in my videos, so I'm just gonna start asking random questions, and even though I've probably been doing this before and still haven't gotten any, answers, but, it's just something, to get my viewers involved. So I'm just going to ask you guys simply, what sort of movies have you been watching lately? You know, not necessarily what are your favorite movies, but, you know, what have you been watching lately? As for me, I haven't really been watching movies much lately. The thing is, I don't watch movies as much as I used to. Like, when I was a little kid, I would always go to movies. Well, mostly because my parents would take me, but yeah, I used to always go to movies. If they're, like, especially anime movies, and I still watch those are still the kind of movies I watch nowadays. You know, those animated, cute, meant for kids movies. I still watch those today because, like I said, deep down, I will always be a kid inside. I'm an 18-year-old adult now, but deep down, I'm still a kid inside. And I'm pretty sure it applies to pretty much everyone in some way. And what do you know? We successfully defended one flag, so not bad. And now, they actually give, at the end of each, what's it called? At the end of each flag, they will give you some sun to work with to maintain your setup, so to speak. Like, they usually give you about 200 or 250, something like that. I'm pretty sure it's 250 sun. But with that, that'll allow us to plant one more melon bulb. But other than that, let's go with, should we... Here, let's do this. Let's plant some potato mines, you know, just in case, you know, zombies get that far. And for the rest of the sun, let's do this. Tingle kelp. There we go. So this is the setup that I'm going with. I never actually used somebody... I never actually seen somebody use this setup before. I don't know why it sounded like I was like a player or something like that. Okay. Enough about that. But yeah, basically back to the movie thing. Those are the kind of movies I like to watch most of the time. Like, I'm not saying that I completely shut myself up from other movies. I do like to see, you know, action movies and stuff like that. You know, real sci-fi, stuff like that. You know, like, for instance, The Matrix. Matrix is by far one of my favorite movie trilogies of all time. I mean, the action is spectacular. The special effects, just everything. But I will say my least favorite movie is definitely the third one. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree with me that the third one is their least favorite out of all the franchise. Except for my dad. Yeah, believe it or not, at least as far as if I remember correctly, I don't think my dad actually likes the third movie. I mean, actually does like the third movie. Man. Look at that, football players, yeah, getting ready for the Super Bowl that I'm not gonna watch this weekend. Yeah, apparently like a third of the world watches the Super Bowl according to my CWI teacher, but you know that's not my thing, so I'm one of that 2/3 of the world that doesn't watch it, which is weird because it takes place in my own country. But I guess it doesn't mean I have to necessarily mean I watch it just because it's in my own country, you know, just saying. You know, I'll actually be surprised if we make it to the end of this flag without any of these plants being used at all. That's probably gonna end with this bucket here, or is it? Okay, no, it's not. Well, I guess if the cattails are working the way they're supposed to, it's not gonna happen. Well, what do you know? This set potentially. Did I say eventually? I don't even know what that means. Man, okay. Alright, well, we got 250 sun, so let's do this. Let's get a second row of temporary defense out. We get squash. How do you like that? And then for the rest, we'll do 2 lily pads, and then I guess after this onslaught, we'll start putting out more squash, I guess. And that's pretty much what we'll do. Keep this step going. You know, so to develop it, so to speak. But yes, aside, you know, back to the movie thing, yes, Matrix is one of my favorite franchises. I can't really remember if there's any other trilogies that I'm a big fan of. Oh yeah, there is Jurassic Park. Now, for Jurassic Park, I love the first movie, like the second and third films. Yes, I know people hated the second and third films. Like, they really hated the sequels to Passion, and that was a total waste of the squad. Yeah, a lot of people hated the second and third films, and I can see why. I totally understand. But I guess I'm just one of those people who just likes almost every movie they watch. I mean, like, not recently. Like, lately I have sort of become a bit critical about movies I watch. I mean, the latest example of that being The Nut Job. Now, for those of you who haven't seen my review on Facebook, well, I guess I shouldn't, you know, say go check it out because, oh, what do you know? A football player actually managed to make it this far. Wow. Well, okay. We'll go with this. Whatever. It's not that big of a loss. And holy crap. That is not good. I do not like dolphin zombies. Oh boy, this could be what ruins us, guys. This definitely could be. Or not. Since I guess the Tangle Kelp was able to take care of that. Yeah, just like that. But oh boy, this football player... Oh, never mind. Wow, man. This setup, let me tell you, it's definitely been proving me wrong quite a bit. Man, I tell you. Okay, so yes, back to Jurassic Park thing. Like I said, I don't hate, but I don't love the second and third films, you know. But I guess that's actually kind of exactly the way I am with, you know, same goes for the SpongeBob, you know, the new SpongeBob episodes, basically. Like, you know, I've already explained before my feelings are against them, and they're pretty much the same way they are with the second and third film of Jurassic Park. But yeah, you guys get the idea. I like any kind of movie that can entertain me. But for the most part, I tend to watch those anime movies because, like I said, they make me feel, I guess it make me feel young, you know, watching them, and which is kind of a weird thing to say because I'm not really at that age yet where I want to feel young, but I'm just saying, those are the kind of movies that give me that kind of nostalgic, atmospheric feeling, you know, because that's why... that's the main reason why I like to, you know, watch certain kinds of movies and why I like to play certain video games, because I love the atmosphere. The atmosphere is really what brings me into games, and what creates that atmosphere most of the time is the music, and that's why I'm so much into listening to video game music, is because video game music is truly what makes the... It's one of the things that makes the atmosphere, in my personal opinion, you know? And I really hope that Squash takes care. Well, obviously will, because he's there. And other than that, yeah, it's just that's pretty much my 2 cents on a lot of trilogies. You know, a lot of famous trilogies, I should say. And holy crap, this could be a problem. These dolphin zombies here. This probably should have been the point where I start using the tall nuts. In fact, actually, you know what? When I get my next set of sun, I'm gonna use that to get some tall nuts going. And oh boy, holy crap, this is not good. I think we're about to lose here because you don't get your lawnmowers or pool cleaners in this level. So yeah, I think we just lost. We just lost. Last stand. You survived 3 flags. Wow. Holy crap, guys, that was a fail on my part, man. Alright, well, since that setup failed, let's go with a different setup. Dang. This could be risky, but I don't know about this. I'm thinking about going with... Dang. What should I do? Okay. I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm thinking about doing this. No, I can't because I don't have sun. Yeah. Crap, what am I gonna do? What step is gonna work? I was thinking, dang, should I do this? I was thinking about doing this. Like, I was thinking about buying the Gatling Pea, which shoots out 4 peas at once. The Gatling Pea, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about buying the Gatling Pea and, you know, using that because, but that's what other people tend to use, so I don't want to go that exact route. But I might have no choice. Dang. Okay, let's go with... Oh my god, I'm so gonna eat my words from the past, but let's go with an all Starfruit setup. Yeah, this is probably gonna be my worst idea ever. Because like I said, I bashed on the Starfruit so heavily in the past. But, ironically, they might be what saves our asses in this minigame. I don't know. Because I don't want to go with a setup that I've seen everybody else do. So this is what I'm going to do. And... oh, you know what? What I could do is this. I could put column of snow peas in the recipe Starfruit. How about that? Let's see how far that goes, okay? Because this is one of those mini games where I like to, you know, experiment, you know, see how far certain certain sebs get us. But part of the setup is going to be using Tallets and Pumpkins, you know, just be on the safe side. Because I don't entirely trust, you know, the Starfruits. So that's why I'm going to be going with a cautious, you know, sort of setup. So the rest is going to be emergency plans. So here we go, guys. Let's do this. So first, an entire column devoted to snow peas. That will slow down the zombies. And then we leave the rest, everyone, to the Starfruits, the plants that I so heavily criticized. So here we go, guys. And the fact that they're relatively inexpensive, too, might help, you know, with us having as many as we possibly can. But I've never seen anybody else ever use this setup, so it's going to be interesting, you know? You know, because that's one of the things that, you know, makes it, you know, somewhat entertaining, is, you know, going with the setup that nobody else uses. So, I'm going to try that. I'm going to call this the setup that nobody uses, which is very, very kind of a lame name. Like, it's so unoriginal, so I'm not going to use that. But I don't know what else to name this setup, so we're just going to go with it. Alright, so it's 4 columns. Is Starfruit good enough to start us off? I don't know. But here, with the rest, let's do this. No, actually, no. We're going to need these more in the water because of stupid dolphin zombies. So let's go with this. Let's put the tall nuts right here and hope that zombies don't get through here. So we're just going to have to hope for things to work out. And let the onslaught begin. Alright, let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goeth. No, goeth is not even a word that was used in the medieval times, for that matter. Alright, this seems to be working out. I mean, yeah. So far, so good. This guy did not make it to... I just ate my words again. He did not make it to the rig. Okay. Boy, I should probably get back to the movie thing. Okay, so yeah, you guys get the idea. I haven't been watching all the movies lately, but I did watch, you know, the Nutshell. And personally, I thought it was okay. You know, I thought it was okay. Normally, again, I love, you know, anime movies like that unconditionally. Like those completely computer anime movies. Those movies I typically love unconditionally. But in the case of the Nut Job, I thought it was meh. It was okay. It was neither terrible nor awesome. You know, it was in between. Like I said in my review at the very end, I said, I give this movie 2.5 nuts out of 5. Which is actually kind of ironic, because I actually complained in the review about the repetitive use of nut puns to get through the movie. Because literally, that's what a lot of the movie is, just the characters saying nut puns. And, you know, letting the mean-spirited tone take the rest of the movie through there. Like, I honestly thought that was the movie's biggest flaw, is that a lot of the characters, even the main character, are so mean-spirited, it's not even funny. Like, really, that's what kind of ruined the movie for me, was all the mean-spirited characters. You know, that was probably my biggest disappointment in the movie. And from here, I think we'll just put on pumpkins. Alright. But yes, that's what really took me away from the movie, was just the mean-spirited characters. But what they made up for was, like I said, well, I didn't actually say this before, but this was actually mentioned in my review, is that there were the visuals were pretty cool, yeah, but that's something we've been seeing, like, already, you know, in recent films, because obviously technology's gotten better with time, so it's easy to expect that the movie's gonna look, you know, really good. So, visually, the movie is appealing. From a critical standpoint, it's okay. I'm no movie critic, but that's my honest-to-God feelings about the movie. Those of you who like it, you know, at least, you know, there's those certain parts of the movie where I can agree with you. But then there's a mean-spirited part, and that just really takes it away from me. But that's just my honest opinion. If you want to see my full review on it, it's on Facebook. It's on my Facebook page. Those of you who aren't following it, I'm not gonna tell you to go, hey, go on my page and like it now. You know, just because, you know, I'm not gonna do that, because, like I said, but I might mention every now and then, and maybe say, you know, go check it out. But I don't expect people to like it just because they like watching my videos. I honestly don't. You know, one thing I always hated, you know, is whenever people, like, tell you to rate, favorite, comment, and subscribe. I might, you know, because I don't know why, but something about me, I just really don't like it when people tell me or ask me to subscribe to them. Because one thing's for sure, I am already subscribed to too many people as it is. On my channel, I am literally subscribed to approximately 150 people. So if I'm already subscribed to 150 people, you know, those people I watch daily, then I probably don't need any more subscriptions. I'm not saying I'm not going to subscribe to anybody. If I find a channel really entertaining to watch, then I will subscribe. But what people should not do is go around asking people to watch the videos and subscribe. Because, let me ask you something. What would you rather watch? Somebody who asks you to subscribe to them, you know, just because they're that desperate for subscribers? Or somebody who puts out really entertaining quality videos and doesn't ask you to subscribe, like doesn't expect people to go to videos and instantly subscribe just because they like one video that they saw. You know, that's honestly my feelings on it. You know, is that people should not ask for subscribers. You know, they should just let them come over time. And that's you know, that's honestly how I view the whole subscriber thing, is that just because, you know, you ask for subscribers doesn't mean you're gonna get them. And for that matter, even when you do get the subscribers, when you ask for them, it's not like they're gonna watch you. They might subscribe to you out of pity because you're so desperate, but really, are they gonna feel compelled to watch you just because you asked them to? You know, I'm not gonna go much further on this rant, but that's basically how I feel about it. And I can understand how people might disagree with me on this, but that's my honest opinion. That's why, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong on this, I might have done this at some point. That's why I never asked for people to subscribe to me. That's why I never asked people to like my videos. That's why I never asked people to favorite my videos. I never asked for that. And if I did at some point, I apologize for that. You can definitely call me out on that if I did at some point in like some really old video do that. But honestly, one thing I will never ever do, if I did at some point, never ever do again, is ask people to subscribe to me, or like my videos, or favorite my videos. It's one thing I will never ever do. And if I do, please, please call me out on that. In fact, I would encourage you to stop watching me if I do that, because because there's one thing I really despise in this world, it's hypocrites, and which would be, actually, the funny thing about that is, I actually have fear of becoming a hypocrite. If I became a hypocrite while hating hypocrites, that would make me a double hypocrite. Okay, try to wrap your head around that irony right there. It's like somebody who hates hypocrites becoming a hypocrite. Like, just try to wrap your head around that irony there. But yes, that's just me. You know, if there's one thing that I always stand by, it's my hatred for hypocrites. You know, obviously, if I had a friend and found out they were a hypocrite, then I probably just, you know, never speak to them again. Or maybe not ever speak to them again. In fact, actually, if I had a friend and they became a hypocrite, I probably just wouldn't like them as much. I probably wouldn't just like completely ignore them and stop hanging out with them. But it would definitely like make me like someone a bit less than they were. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can agree with me that hypocrites are probably not the best people in the world. And a lot of people can also agree that I'm probably going to lose because things are not looking good for the setup, but I'm still willing to give it a shot. And man, so much is going on right now that my screen actually kind of slowed down for a bit. I don't know if you guys noticed that in the recording. Well, I noticed that in the recording, but I don't know if you guys are going to notice this, you know, in the actual video. And oh boy, man, we took quite a loss in this setup, but there's still a chance we might be able to survive. I don't know. I mean, if we do survive by the end of the setup, then I will say that Starfruit are not entirely the most useless plants in the entire game. But if we do lose, I will definitely say that I did not eat my words in the past, and that was right, that Starfruit are the most useless plant in the entire game. you know, I will agree with myself, if assuming I lose, I will agree with myself that Starfruit, really, their only use is just that one minigame we played earlier. Now, that minigame, they pwned. They pwned heavily in that minigame, but here, no, they did not. And so, here's to hoping we survive, everyone, to the very end. In fact, actually, this is our very last flag. So if we somehow miraculously make it through the setup, then I will take back what I said about Starfruit. But, let's see if the Starfruit can actually do that. Can make me take back what I said. Alright, so, with the Starfruit, aided by the snow peas in the very back to freeze the zombies and slow them down, can we survive this very last flag of onslaught, of pure zombie onslaught? Only time will tell. And apparently I managed to get like an email while recording this episode. Because like I said before, I do get instant emails because, you know, I get instant emails on my iPhone, is what I'm trying to say. You know, about YouTube notifications and whatnot, which is just common. Okay, so, it's already apparent that we're starting to have problems here. I mean, like, the zombies are literally getting through the back row, and there's literally nothing we can do about that. But that's probably because that was the last place where we got tall nuts, but I don't know if that actually has to do with it. But I'm pretty certain at this point that we are about to lose for the second time in a row. I'm pretty sure we just lost. Did we? Yeah, we did. There's no denying it. We just lost. Holy crap. Yep, here it goes. I mean, it's too bad we don't hear the no sound, but oh well. Well, one thing's for sure, guys. We're gonna have to end things off here because this episode, although it was a total fail, at least I kind of experimented with one minigame, didn't just do like several minigames at one time, one video. We managed to stick with one minigame and, you know, kind of experiment around with it, see what steps don't work and whatnot. But hopefully in the next episode, we will see what steps do work. And hopefully I won't have to resort to using the step that every single person seems to use when they're not using the step that gets you a lot of money. Hopefully I won't have to resort to that. But if I do, then, oh well, at least I tried using other things, okay? And so with that, everyone, I will see you guys next time for more Let's Play Plants vs. Zombie. Thank you guys for watching, and have a lovely weekend. Not saying I won't upload at all this weekend, but... in fact, actually, I should be updating like regular anyways, but... like I said, have a wonderful Friday, everyone. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.